See what others don't. In past lives, he was always himself. He doesn't wear Nike, yet he still does it. He's Shepherd Ambellis, and you are listening to his show.
Wow, we got a good show planned for today. Hopefully, we are going to be lucky and get our guests on. Addy Ads is down in at Ground Zero in Palestine, Ohio, at the chemical train spill that's going on, and we're going to try to get him on and raise, facts on what's going on site. But there might be a possibility that he might not make it and might come on the show tomorrow. So we're working that out now. He's very busy, obviously, because he's the only reporter telling the truth from on scene. Right now, we got Rained Out Rantcast with us. You can follow him at _Rantcast on Twitter. Follow me at Shepherd Ambellis, and at Bethany Adani is with us as well. There's a lot to talk about on the show, especially regarding this chemical spill. Yesterday we were talking about a totally different subject. And today it's just, we're back down to the reality that these toxic substances are leaching into waterways, the tributaries all throughout the eastern and southeastern United States. We're seeing people suffering, inhalation problems. One guy says he almost had a heart attack. And I mean, it's reminding me of Ground Zero at 9/11 all over again. And I'm seeing lots of similarities, and I'm thinking that the repercussions later from what is coming out of this Palestine tragedy are going to be catastrophic on the human population as well, and anyone downwind from this thing. I mean, look at that. Rantcast has pulled up what appears to be, it looks like
a toxic cloud going through, the cloud ceiling. This is from an airliner, a passenger jet, I believe. There's a couple.
Now this plume extends all the way into Canada, people were saying, and people are breathing this stuff in. Now, this vinyl chloride, if you breathe in even one particle per million, that's your limit per day, according to all the protocols that you're supposed to take with all the MSDS and the safety precautions and whatnot. So 1 particle per million, and people are just breathing this in readily right now into their lungs, and
we've got multiple. I don't know if you know, last night there was a massive, they say 5-acre fire in Kissimmee, Florida, of a plastic warehouse, I think.
Well, it keeps happening. It's like
yes, we're getting train derailments now are headlines. Apparently there's like 1,700 train derailments a year because the infrastructure sucks. I don't know if anybody's seen the video. There's video of a train on these tracks where it's like sinking and it's wobbling and shit. It's fucked up. It's probably in Mexico though. I probably don't know what I'm talking about. Well, when you see like South Carolina, I think it just come off the track. I don't think
a lot of train derailment talk lately, and could that potentially play into like this crustal displacement or shifting of the planet? We saw the planet splitting in half in a couple of places. I mean, not literally splitting in half, but there were big gouges and trenches being formed crevices.
Well, Turkey, I mean, that thing I heard is a couple 100 miles long.
Yeah.
That ripped open. It's what, 600 miles long, someone said?
Wow.
That's like pretty fucking long. I mean, it looked like it just kept going and going from the drone footage that I seen. Here's a clip of the Detroit crash that happened just a couple hours ago. I don't think there's
Oh,
any sound.
wow. That's crazy.
It's crazy how the wheels come off because the cars kind of just sit on the wheels.
They just put cars on wheels. They're like, no need to attach.
Pretty much. I mean, they're attached, there's chains.
They're so heavy. They're not.
Yeah, for the most part, they, they're just there. And this has hazardous shit in it as well. I don't know if they're just going to blow this thing up now or, how this
Well,
works.
I also heard that in Ohio that they didn't have labels on these toxic chemicals in the train cars or however they store
They
them.
didn't have placards.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But that plume really bothers me. This friend of mine said it's almost like because when it's like liquid, and then when it hits a certain temperature, it's kind of almost gets a solidified kind of. It kind of acts between a solid and a, I don't know. He explained it, and he said basically it looks like it's almost like a net, like it's stuck because it
Right.
rose up, and that's really
So they
scary.
chemtrail the fuck out of everybody, and then
Oh
that
God, it's been
creates a
bad.
barrier. I'm sorry, that probably got us right kicked off. Fucking damn.
You meant contrails,
I
those
meant
nice little
contrails because nobody would ever anybody, but it causes like a barrier, So I mean, you've seen just the cloud ceiling that toxic plume had to burst through. I'm trying to find the picture that's kind of pulled back.
That's crazy how much that was protruding through the cloud layer like that.
Yeah, and you had the what was it, nitric acid in Phoenix, I think. Was it yesterday that happened?
Well, did you guys see that map? I think I tweeted it out that they were showing where these, crashes have occurred, all week long, and that it's basically going to be. It looked like the way the maps were that it was going to be infiltrating, like each crash with the chemicals is going to infiltrate a different waterway, and this is frightening because what's the best way to just hit the waterways? I mean, we've talked about this before. So I don't know if you got to see that on my tweet, but it was pretty interesting.
Yeah. I got the clip pulled up for the waterways. There was it was the one with the woman that threw the rock in the water.
I didn't know. It was an actual map that showed where, it was just, it wasn't like
map. Okay.
It was a map where it showed where the crashes were and stuff and the potential chemical, and which waterways that would be affected. And
well,
I don't
10% of the potable water of the United States, of the drinkable water of the United States.
Oh my God. This could be really bad.
That's crazy. And with all the problems in California with the drought that they were having, and
I heard they got plenty of water now. They fucking flooding.
Right, and so that's going to cause problems because you're going to get like a mud flood type scenario in the area, and that's what they were saying these atmospheric rivers are going to cause. Like NOAA's done reports on this, the National Atmospheric Administration, and they use California as a model. And they said, look, like there's going to be these arc storms, they're calling it, like literally like Noah's Ark. And this came out of the blue. And you're seeing this surface like right when we're seeing like images and people admitting that they saw what looked like a planet-sized object in the sky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. Yeah. But with the waterways, the EPA has told the people in Palestine, Ohio, that it's safe to drink your water. It's safe to go back home.
Yeah, right.
Breathe. It's perfectly fine. Everything's great. It'll be great over there. Well, videos are now dropping of just the creek water, which, I mean, it is Ohio, so some of the creeks are dirty, I mean, they're not like pristine creeks, but this is, it's pretty fucking crazy. Here's a clip.
Wow.
Look at all that.
Look at it.
It's
Oh
all
my
in the
God.
bottom of the
oil
creek bed.
But
Oh,
I mean, there's a lot of chemical
ooh.
in there. So there's not only the chloride, the vinyl chloride, but there's diesel, there's oil, there's hydraulic
Now look
fluid.
at it.
There's, I mean, there's probably over 100 toxic chemicals in all of this. If there was any refrigerated, well, most of them, some of them run on gasoline. The reefer cars, I think.
But they
Has
burn
the
all the
president said
chemicals off
anything
of
yet?
there, right?
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Maybe off the top.
I mean, and right now, if you look at that, it was all stagnant. It's just
Yeah.
sitting there.
That's crazy.
Ooh, that looks
But
pretty
that comes
nasty.
down. Those are creeks.
Mhm.
Run to the the next spot, the tributaries, and down and into the Ohio River,
That's going to be bad.
which then runs into the Mississippi River, which then runs down to New Orleans. And yeah,
I
I
can
mean,
see.
here's another clip of the water. I think this is one of them. I'll have to clip it up. Oh no, where the hell did it go? What happened? I'll have to pull it up off the phone, but I think it's an Ohio senator, and it's when he pokes the water with a stick, everything's settling to the bottom of the creek.
Oh
So
man.
you don't really see
That's
that.
supposed to be dug up. That's what my friend told me, that you've
Oh
got to
yeah,
dig.
yeah. I mean, if you have a diesel spill big enough and the EPA catches it, I mean, they're gonna dig all that up. They're gonna dig all around it up. It's gonna cost tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, this is the
Hundreds of
price of
thousands.
this.
Hundreds
And
of
now
thousands.
and right now at this moment, you have a train derailed in Houston, a train derailed in South Carolina, a train derailed in Detroit, and this train still derailed.
That doesn't even make sense. Like, how
long does it take to fix a derailment? And it's like 1,700 derailments a year.
Yeah, statistically, this doesn't match up.
Most of them happen out in the middle of nowhere, and these toxic. They do this all the time of burning off these, and nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
True. Why would they let us know about this one? Why this one?
Well, it's in this. I mean, there's no getting around this one. I mean, it's right there. I mean, I guess, like, if it would have happened, here's a couple clips of witnesses that are not witnesses, but residents in Palestine that Addy Ads has interviewed. We'll play one of these.
But this shows the concern in this city. Norfolk Southern better pay attention.
Well, I think, like I said, I think everybody just wanted answers. That's what we want. I live in Negley, and my daughter lives right beside me, just 3.5 miles from the wreck site. She had animals die. That creek runs right past her property that had the dead fish in it and all that. We just wanted answers. We want to know if it's safe. I have grandkids to worry about. Is it safe?
What's up, guys? Here in East Palestine, Ohio. Here with, and it's Tom Murphy? Ted Murphy, Mr. Murphy here. And what's your experience been like with this entire situation over the past couple weeks, sir?
Horrific. I'm evacuated out of my house before they pulled the evacuation because my 80-year-old mom lives with me. My house was engulfed in fumes. So I got her out, packed some clothes, and then Sunday I come back to get her insulin because we didn't grab her insulin. She needs it.
This past Sunday?
Yeah, no, Sunday before the implosion.
Oh, okay, okay.
And when I'd left to go back over, the fumes in town were nothing like they were on 170 coming out of that creek. I inhaled that air, and I thought I was going to freaking die.
Folks, I'm here with Alicia, and Alicia, are you a local? And then if you could explain to us why you're here today at this conference.
I am local.
I was here during the actual derailment.
Okay.
We live right outside of town, 1.7 miles from that 1 mile. And we stayed. We did the shelter in place like we were told to until they said it was a catastrophic failure of the train cars. And then we left Sunday night. And this is the first time I've been back. I've not brought my kids back yet.
Okay. And that's out of concern for their health?
Yes, yes. Because they keep releasing other chemicals that were on that train. We're just now learning about more and more of them. And they're little kids. I don't know what that's going to do to them in the long run.
Definitely. And so just today you guys got back. You didn't even spend last night home? Okay. Are you guys going to spend tonight here?
No.
Nope. So you're going right back to...
We will go to the house, grab some more supplies, and head out again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We asked...
With Cliff. And why are you here, Cliff? Are you a local?
I am. I live just down the street.
Okay. And what are your thoughts on everything that's transpired over the last 2 weeks? And if you could explain to people why you're here.
Well, I'm concerned about the chemical spill. And I'm in an age now where I need to think about these things. I also am a small business owner in town. I've been here for 33 years and I support 9 families in my business. And I help support it. And I just kind of interested in what is happening, what is going to... I'm watching it. It fluctuates every day on the news, and just wondering how we're going to do this. I mean, we're a little town, and we're global. We're everywhere. I have friends that live overseas, and they call me. And I just wanted to... I want to know exactly, or at least something that help solve this problem. Railroads have been around forever. Wherever there's a railroad, there's towns. And so, you know, you expect certain things. But I'm just kind of wondering why this wasn't caught back in Salem when they showed the pictures of it. Why wouldn't it? Does it take 17 miles to stop a train? That's my next thing. What would have happened if it had happened right downtown? It would have been a major disaster. Oh,
wow. That was an exclusive interview that Addy Ads did, right?
Yeah, if you go on Addy's Twitter, he's got quite a few videos there. Looks like we got a viewer. Kim's viewing. Maybe have her call in. She lives in Palestine. Let me set my thing up. And then Kim, if you'd go to Twitter, I don't know if you got a Twitter, but if you go to Twitter and DM me, I'll DM you the number. We can get you on the phone.
I don't. We have to send her the StreamYard link.
What's that?
You send her the link.
Yeah, we could do that too. You don't have to be on the film.
You know, this is a good time to talk about AmioLife.com, because anyone living in that area probably should be detoxifying, drinking the silver, getting it in their system. The pH balanced alkaline structured silver is important. If you go to AmioLife.com and grab that, you're going to want to grab that if you're downwind or down water from this stuff, and use promo code SHEP25 and save 25%. AmioLife.com. There's a link in the description. Go there, shop. They have great soaps, probiotics, all sorts of great stuff that you can check out. AmioLife.com, promo code SHEP25 and save 25%. Yeah, this is crazy. That's good. That report from Addy Ads over there. And I mean, that's crazy. That one guy having the chest issues and the doctors gathering around him, that's spooky. I wouldn't want to be there, you know, just my gut tells me it's not a good idea to be anywhere in that area at all.
Yeah, kudos to those that, really had the courage to do that, because I don't think I'd go near there either. Unless I think I do know somebody that did go down there. You might know who he is. You know Drew that's on that. I meant to ask you earlier, Rant. Chef doesn't know who he is. He went down there because he's in Ohio. He just went for the couple hours, and he didn't get a report together yet. He said, but
Who went
he
down
did.
there?
Drew.
Hmm.
He's on. You'll see him. He's on. I don't. I'd have to look. I'm not too familiar with him, but I saw that he was going, and I was like, hey, be careful, And I guess he had some equipment. They had gotten some equipment to be, to keep themselves
Oh
protected.
yeah, right.
But he
No,
ended up.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go to there without any type of. I mean, you'd have to know though what could protect you. I mean, but what's this? I've been hearing, guys, and I don't know if you heard anything about this, like FEMA suits or something. That they're FEMA suits. I'm going to BJ's. No.
What are FEMA suits?
Okay, well, geez, you know what? I've been going through so much like news lately. It's gotta I gotta take a break this weekend because it's like, you get OCD with it, but there's just so much information. You know how it goes. I go in my stages, but it said it was something, gosh darn it, it was something that somebody that works for the EPA or something like that, or no, does like hazmat suits. That's right, hazmat suits. I guess their company got a call, and the government's like hoarding hazmat suits. Excuse
I
me.
got another clip of compilation I cut together of Addy's, a couple of Addy's videos showing he's showing the cleaning crews and who got the contracts and that stuff. Yeah, it's a mess, and what's crazy is if it's still lingering there, because we started talking about it last weekend.
Yeah.
And then it seemed to really take off Monday night or something, or everybody was talking about it. But this shit happened back on the 3rd of February. And then they burned it
Has
off.
it been that long?
Yeah, they kept it secret like a
Oh
long
my
time.
God.
Like, no one was covering it.
So everybody was looking at the balloons from China.
Well,
everybody was looking up, but missing the black smoke or something.
Part of that too is it was designed like that. I mean, that's how they wanted it. That's by design, obviously. This is kind of like reminds me of that movie Outbreak, where they come in and they nuke that town because there was an outbreak. Similar to that but different. And it lets us know how evil our government really is.
They love you, Shep. Even they love ATN.live.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah, I mean, it derailed.
I don't know. How worried do you guys? I mean, like, because you just go about your daily life. I mean, I think I've abused my body so much over the years. Like, I'm kind of like, I think it would take a lot. Like, I'm like a horse. It would take a lot to bring me down, maybe. But
the plume going through the cloud ceiling.
Yeah.
There's a picture of that, more of a wide angle shot.
Yeah.
And when you look at that, it is kind of just a dot there.
Really? Because like the picture you have up now, it looks
wide. Yeah, this does not look good.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And
really
yeah,
it looks like a nuclear bomb went off.
It does.
It does. Yeah. And my friend said, and
I wonder if they nuked it, dude, with a mini nuke. Do we know how they? Was there an explosion when they burned it off, or does anyone know?
I know it was blowing up at some point. I mean, there was explosions.
I mean, it might be like a plan for them to actually nuke it because it would incinerate more. It would actually be healthier or something in the long run.
That's what they claim. That was instead of letting the chemicals leak and leach into the ground and leak into the water, which they did, they burned them. And burned them off.
Yeah. I know. I'm wondering though if they went as far as to use like some kind of high yield, like what are they using in that explosive? Or like how did they burn it off? Did they ignite it with a bomb blast?
Could it
and who gave the okay to do it? Who gave the go ahead? Who made that decision? Do you guys know? Because somebody was asking
I
me
heard
that.
the local police blew it up, but
the local,
they're just like, let's blow it up.
Are you
I heard the local
serious?
police.
We don't know anything about the environment or
we
nothing.
need to get Kim calling.
serious?
We need to get Kim calling.
Oh no way! That can't
Dude.
be.
Like, hey, that'd be good for the SWAT team. Hey, why don't you send some SWAT guys down there and you guys can have fun? Put some C4 on it. Woo!
Yeah. Okay. Norfolk blew it up, but didn't they use basically the local police? I mean, I don't know who else they would.
But who gave the okay? Who sat there and said, okay, let's work, let's figure this out. It's best be, who like
Wouldn't
who's
the governor have to give the okay to blow shit up?
I don't know, or the EPA, or I don't know. It's a good question because I
There's
haven't
a lot of people involved in this shit, and people are pissed. I mean, let me see if I can pull these up because there was some town hall meetings and people are I mean, people should be pissed because what did you say that the Norfolk Southern donated $25,000
to help? Yeah, isn't that nice? It's so generous. $25,000, like it's a slap in the face. Don't give them anything. It's like, giving a tip, to somebody of 50 cents instead of $1. Like, don't bother giving the 50 cents. Give $1 or not. Well, you should give more than $1, but you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Well, they get away with this. They don't care about the citizens that are there. I mean, I would imagine they're well, my friend told me, he goes, anything they have in their house, bedding, like any clothes, you gotta like sanitize that shit. That stuff is gonna like leach into any type of inanimate object.
Yeah, it like when COVID first started and I was seeing people drop down in America, I mean in China, I said, damn, this decontamination process is gonna be difficult. So it's kind of like that too. It's like an invisible enemy, right?
Yeah. Somebody just said, oh, sorry, I just hit my mic. Somebody said, Rusty Shacklesford said, I don't have my glasses on. The sheriff would give the okay to blow stuff up.
Oh, the sheriff's got the authority.
Yeah, but who?
Rusty
Okay, but who would know how to do the proper procedure to make sure? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe they'll give the go ahead, but like they got to be involved, maybe. But I would think that how do they know what chemicals to use? What do they do? It doesn't sound very.
I mean, we were told that there was like vinyl chloride in there and a couple other chemicals. But you got to think like each car's got oil and hydraulic fluid in it, and there's like more than just vinyl chloride or whatever in it. There was
there was like five different chemicals too, or something.
Well, there's five car loads, 5 tank loads of that vinyl chloride
mixed with other chemicals that could cause an amalgamation.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. Like meshing them all together.
Well, like mixing bleach and ammonia.
Yeah,
super crazy.
I did that when I was a kid. I thought I was a little scientist, right? I thought I was a little scientist, and I mixed all the cleaning chemicals in my bedroom, which it didn't even have a window in the basement. That was weird.
Oh wow!
But I mixed all the chemicals together, and I remember it started like steaming or whatever, and how I didn't die. Might be why I have this wheezing in my chest.
Oh really? You were mixing them in there, and you're just like,
yeah, I was a kid, dude. I mean, I didn't know,
dude. I've seen crazy shit in construction. I mean, I've even just done a lot of shit in construction that's crazy. But this one dude was in a house with a chainsaw, like doing a demo, and the whole house was full of chainsaw smoke, dude. And this dude was in there for like 3 hours, and he came out almost dead. And he's just like, "Oh well," like he didn't even care.
Yeah, we had a guy. We were cutting out a basement easement window. And so you had to dig out. It was the house was already built, so we had to dig out the foundation and then cut down there. Well, dude's down in a hole with a cement saw, just going to town, and then he almost collapsed because there's not much air. It kind of got trapped, kind of like the Ohio
Well,
cloud of death.
cement will form cement in your lungs. He probably cemented his lungs up.
I can only
We
imagine
know you were a
drywall.
mini
Yes,
meth maker. You were
we're talking
in the
about,
making.
Grant was running a mobile meth
Candyman
lab.
shit, but
He
like
breathed the shit
Breaking Bad.
imagine
Grant
the drywall, what it does to your lungs.
Oh yeah, that's terrible.
When they told you to put those masks on. I don't know if they ever
Yeah,
seen
and
a
the
drywaller before.
and
Try
the
to
insulation, the insulation and shit like that. You know,
Don't
that's
they use like that spray stuff now though instead of the fiberglass? Like
sometimes
that is the best way to go if you want the best
spray
R
foam.
value. I believe, in my opinion, you get the
You want it. You
soundproofing
want to. You want to insulate the vault of your ceiling and not insulate like on top of the drywall. You want to insulate you want to use batted insulation up by the roof but the problem with that foam insulation, if you get a leak, it turns into a giant sponge and then your whole house falls down because it weighs 1,000,000 pounds.
Oh, and then you get black mold and stuff.
Yeah.
and-
But that stuff's good. That
Black mold?
that foam. No, the foam.
Oh, the foam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
foam. It don't take much. It's airy. Yeah.
Yeah, they just spray it. I mean, we had that done underneath my son. There was a you've been at my house, Shep, where my son's room is, and underneath there's a space, and like because it was an add-on, and they ended up putting all that spray stuff in there. So that was good. It keeps it a little warmer.
Bug out room.
Oh yeah. So guys, real quick, just Drew, who was there, he just said, I just want to tell you what he said. He said the biggest thing, he said, I haven't had time to organize my footage and stuff. He said, but the biggest thing I can say is that the trip to East Palestine will stick with me for a long time. The people are straight up being lied to. We got into that town hall and they bold-faced lied to the citizens. I am heartbroken for them. So I guess he was at that town hall meeting, and I that's as far as I the discussion really.
Wow.
So I mean, if I find out anything else, but I mean, I'd be like freaking out to go there. Like, so thank you for whoever's been out there and for sharing the information. It's appreciated. Thanks for telling us how we're all gonna die.
Yeah, really.
Well, I mean, there is the theory, that is Amish country. And it's coming to the plow season, time to get the crops ready and the fields ready. And if you're the spring rains are going to be just straight fucking poison, it's not going to be good, especially when they're already pulling the shit of making people like are making the Amish destroy crops and stuff. I seen that one where they gave that one Amish dude like a $250,000 fine.
Oh, yeah, those fucking bastards. Why don't they leave them alone? They're a community. I used to go out to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. They are, I mean, they're, not.
Well, they did the show on the TRL, so people think it's Amish country. They got the Amish mafia, and they got the kids.
Okay, well, yeah, there's always, I mean, they got the puppy mills and yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's incest and stuff. I mean, but that's in all families across that country. Like, I mean, well, I'm just saying, it is. It's very prevalent. It's very prevalent. 1 in 3 1 in 3 girls by the time they're 18 will have been sexually assaulted in one way or another.
That is fucking crazy.
And it's usually a person that the family knows. I know a lot of people who actually got sexually abused as children by their neighbors, mostly males by males. And that takes a lot of courage for a guy to, like deal with that, because
I almost got assaulted this is a very personal story.
Aww.
I was a little kid and I was on a trip with my mom and my grandma, and I went into the bathroom at a rest stop on my own. And at rest stops, at these fucking state rest stops, some of them they have state prisoners.
Oh, really?
Cleaning them and shit.
No way.
Wow. Yeah. And I'm standing there in the urinal, I can barely even reach the urinal. And fucking dude comes in, looks around, looks under the stalls and shit, and then locks the door.
Oh my God.
So I was fucking freaked. All he did was pick me up and hug me and kind of swing me.
What?
I thought I was gonna fucking die or
Oh
be
my
raped. So I
God.
froze. I was like, I don't know, 9, and he just set me down and walked out.
Aw.
Dang, that's a
Oh
trip.
my God.
It
You
was a
must have been.
fucking trip. I'll tell you that. I was so freaked out. I couldn't tell my
Oh
mom
my
up
God.
and shit until like
Wow.
we were like so far away that nothing could be done about whatever the fuck just went on in there.
Wow.
That's
That was a
they're-
crazy story I didn't expect it to.
Well,
Anyways,
thanks for sharing. Let's get real. We're real on this show, so
Yeah.
thank you for sharing.
yeah, did I play that second clip of Addy's montage that I made?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's just more residents there in Palestine and him showing just kind of the cleanup crews that are involved there. We'll play that clip. It's like a 5-minute clip, but we'll play it. Take a little break.
What's up, folks? I'm here with Ashley. And Ashley, are you a local? And then if you could explain to us why you're here.
Yeah. I own a house within the 1 mile district that we were evacuated. We are here for answers. We have no direction on how to clean our homes, what's safe for our kids to eat, if we need to throw any toys away, how they need to be cleaned. They tell us that our air is safe, but it just doesn't seem like maybe it is. So we want independent testing results and water samples to be done independently to make sure that everything's safe for everybody in our home.
And it was reported yesterday that CTEH, the Center for Toxicology and Environmental Health, which was described as independent, has been going around to people and trying to get them to sign contracts that removes liability from CTEH and Norfolk Southern. Were you approached with such a contract?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No. We weren't even home when our air sampling was done.
Oh, okay, wow. And did you move back, or are you still evacuated out?
We came back for the first time last night. It's been our first night. Now my husband is sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, shoot. And you think that's related?
Well,
Could be.
it could be.
Okay, excellent. And anything else you wanna say to the people out there who may listen? It could be tens of thousands.
Oh, great. I don't know. I mean, we're just doing the best we can with what we have, and that's very little.
Helping clean this up. Specialized professional services, 24-hour service, 1-877-228-SPSI. Call spsi.com. And you can see they got the setup here. They got the generator. And I just want to show people what they got these things set up on the speed limits. It looks like some sort of measurement device. So it's 260 parts per billion, 240 parts per billion, BOC, and the unit ID is 33. So it's actually the same company as my mask. It's a Honeywell a mask, and at Honeywell a measurement, a device of some sort. I don't really know what it is, but yeah, it appears to be a government reaction something. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna turn it around so you can get better. With a local East Palestine resident, is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. And could you introduce yourself and then tell us about your sign, if you could?
My name is Randy DeHaven.
Okay, there we go. It says stand up, speak up, ask questions, demand answers, and profit over people that poisoned the community. And why did you do this, sir? Why did you make this? And you standing out in this corner.
I have seen numerous posts online, people wanting to do something, start standing up, but everybody was afraid to come out.
Locally?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know why. I don't know if they're afraid of the consequences, or just the comments on Facebook would be what I'm hearing and reading the most.
Facebook groups?
Yes.
Okay.
These Palestine Facebook groups. So I've heard, hey, I'll come out here and start it. I'll be the first one out here. If they want to come join, they're welcome to join. If I'm alone, I'm alone.
What's up, folks? Addy Ads here in East Palestine, Ohio. And behind me is the park here, East Palestine Park. It's right next to the original Roadhouse, a restaurant over there. But the reason this park's significant, and you can maybe see some of those tankers over there, and maybe there's some plumbing experts or water treatment experts who can help us out here. Significance is back there is the water treatment center for the area. So the reason I'm calling for experts here is because I don't know what these are, these tankers, and I don't know really what they do. But let's look at what we got here. We got these. Sorry guys, I don't know what these are called. They're like green, two-wheeled, almost look like artillery pieces. You can see right there with hoses into the ground almost. Looks like there's 3 or 4 of them there. You can see. Let me pan. And then over there, and I'm gonna get closer for everybody here because the river is right here. They're just like spraying water down there, and then way down there. So you can see the further one a little easier. The other one's under the it's right there. See that? And then the further one you can see up there, but we're gonna get a little closer too just to see that. But the company is E-Tank, 888-70 E-Tank, 888-703-8265 for all your E-Tank needs. And yeah, let's get a little closer and see what's going on here, folks. And might actually go down stream or down creek, down crook, depending on what part of the country back roads you're from. Just to see if we can find any animal fallout. What's up, folks? I'm here with Ashley, and Ashley, are you a local? And
yeah, here's a clip of which senator is this? Vance, U.S. Senator Vance visited East Palestine. It's at the creek here. This was posted earlier today.
Crick. Some people say it crick. It's creek.
Crick. You probably can't hear this, can you?
No.
I don't know.
That's it. But I mean, we can
He's
see
talking
it.
if you scrape the bed, watch.
Ooh. Yeah.
Look at it pop up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that does not look good.
It's a lot of diesel, it's a lot of oil, and it's a lot of chlorine, vinyl chlorine.
That's gonna be detrimental on the whole U.S. population. You know, we're already in decline. We got Rusty Shackelford joining us from the vicinity, I assume. Rusty, what's the report? Because I was looking at the pictures of your car, and it looks like it's got hit pretty hard with some acid rain.
Are you there, Rusty?
Rusty, your mic might be muted or something. Maybe you can work it out. If you go in, there you go. We can hear you. How's it going?
It's going all right. Those are pictures from my buddy Matt in Canada.
Oh, okay.
He's been talking about this stuff all day long.
What? Tell us what you know. Give us some information on he's been saying and what y'all been talking about.
Just, you know, he went to work today, and you know that plume. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi.
Hey, kiddo. We're fighting for your freedom.
Right. But that plume was, you know, headed over his part of Canada, and all the people at work that he was working with were saying that, you know, the windshields were oily that morning. And then when he took and rushed home and checked his car, that's what he found.
You talking about Matt's Gotta Know?
Yeah.
Man, I sent him a DM to see if he wants to come on. I don't know if he knows you got
That's like my best friend, bro.
Hit him up. Tell him to come on. I just seen his those pictures you're talking about. I'm gonna pull them up right now.
That's crazy that's doing that to
insane.
those cars, man. You know, and that's going in people's bodies, bro. Like they're not gonna have stomach linings by the end of the week. Y'all need to get some of this Amulite.
Oh shit! It is
Oh my
straight
God.
fucking oil.
Look, that if that's the car, you better get some of the structured silver in you before that.
Yeah.
Because this is structured waters, natural water from the earth is what it's formulated with, and it gets in all sorts of stuff. We're gonna have Doug Godkin on, the vice president of Amulife, and he's gonna explain it all. But use promo code SHEP25, save 25% because your stomach lining is gonna look like this car pretty soon if you're in that area or downwind or downstream.
Shepin and Rand, I just retweeted that, not retweeted, but in the back channel, I say back channel where you're at, Rand. I just put that map there that somebody, Eric Mullins, put it up, that shows, you know, all these places getting hit and what.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So did you see that earlier? He had posted it earlier. This is where I saw it. I finally realized where I saw it. But I mean, here's the bottom line: we're running close on time here, and I want to know this. You know, where are we at in the playbook? Like, what are they doing? Because this has been my question. Like, what the are they doing? What are they doing? What do they have up their filthy sleeves? And that, I don't know. Does anybody have any? I mean, if you compare it to like the lockstep and what, I don't even know what the World Economic Forum is.
I think it's possible this plays into a displacement plan
Ooh.
For possibly asteroid strikes or Planet X, and they're like relocating and pushing populations. That's what they were doing with those fires in California. That's what Jordan Maxwell was saying too. We're going to play some clips of that probably tomorrow or something. Rusty, what's your opinion on this? Like, do you think there's an agenda behind it, or do you think it's just a plain old like chemical spill and they're trying to do whatever they need to do?
No, it's definitely a part of their agenda. Why do you think they filmed the movie White Noise in Palestine?
Oh yeah.
Don't forget about that nonsense.
Because they want to
It's
humiliate us.
crazy.
Oh
you know,
man.
it takes place in 1984. It has to do with a guy who's fluent, the most knowledgeable human being on Adolf Hitler.
Yeah. You know,
and then like the exact same scenario, man. Go ahead.
I mean to cut you off, but I watched like 15 minutes of that movie and I couldn't stand it. I was like, this is garbage.
It
and
sucked.
I turned it off.
I had to watch it the other day again to see, you know, if there's like little things in it, you know, and it's like,
well,
it
let's
fucking sucks.
Oh, sorry. Well, let's remember too, and I was reading a story, some headlines about, and this has been, it's a little bit over the last couple of weeks about, you know, the Fed coin, and they are really pushing towards this digital currency, and they, of course, they don't want you having Bitcoin because that's, you know, it's really pretty much the blockchain it's not corruptible from what I understand, but they can control their Fed coin. They are pushing real fucking hard now. And they're attacking our children.
The Fed coin. Well, I mean, they just got done with the CBDC trial run.
Okay, is that what it's called? I just call it Fed coin. I just made that. I meant federal. You know,
and I got
it's not. I don't think it's the actual name of it. Just
I want to talk more. I want to talk a bit about what's going, because the World Government Summit happened this weekend. I think this week. Because these are new clips, but Klaus Schwab, he said a couple things that people really have taken notice of. Here's one of them. It's a 1 minute clip, 1.5 minute clip, but at the end of it, what he says.
I wrote in 2015 the book, The Fourth Industrial Revolution, and I mentioned 23 or 24 technologies which will change the world, like crypto and so on and so on. The book was considered science fiction. All those technologies have become reality, and there are new technologies. And I would say we are in the second minute, or whatever we want to call. We are at the beginning. When you look at technology transformation, it usually takes place in the terms of an S-curve. And we are just now where we move into the exponential phase. And I agree, artificial intelligence, but not only artificial intelligence, but also the metaverse, near space technologies, and I could go on and on, synthetic biology. Our life in 10 years from now will be completely different, very much affected, and who masters those technologies in some way will be the master of the world.
Oh, hell
I
no.
wrote in 2015.
The hell, the loops must.
Wow.
Choose this day whom you will serve. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord, and I will never bow a knee down to their mullocks, their balls, and that piece of shit. I would rather have my fucking head cut off and rolling down a hill singing "I ain't got nobody" than to bow down to that piece of shit.
I ain't got nobody.
Santa Claus.
Yeah, man. I mean,
No, I mean honestly, I'd rather go out laughing and praising God and being with people I love than ever being a part of what they want to dish out to the select few. They're not talking about they're talking about themselves. Pieces of shit. Why are they here?
Could you imagine if you got your head cut off and it rolled down a hill?
You know that. I mean, it's like 15 seconds.
I feel pretty special.
I just watched Apocalyptico, right, on TV.
Yeah,
I love
that's
Apocalyptico.
crazy. I saw
That's
parts of that.
a badass movie. I mean, it's done
Really,
great.
I got to see the whole thing.
I got this video. This is that video I was talking about. Supposedly, this is a railway linking Ohio and Indiana. I would take that with a grain of salt. I don't know about that. I don't know if this is Canada or America. It's one or the two. It's definitely not Pakistan. Look at this fucking train.
Could that be
train tracks are a little.
Also, could that be damage from a direct energy weapon, or could this be happening?
I mean, there could have been a flood. Maybe went through this. I mean, we can
have you all seen the ground on
sky.
fire in different places around the world? It's burning from the pits of hell.
Oh my God, yeah.
Because our crust.
Look, these are how they drive trains nowadays. This is what your Amtrak train ride's gonna be like.
Look at it.
If you look at
Amtrak train ride, you're in one of those nice coaches.
If you look at the railroad ties right here, they are shit. Yeah, I mean, this is not a flood. This is just Biden. We can say now Biden's infrastructure.
And he hasn't said anything about this catastrophe, has he? Last I heard, he hadn't really said anything, did he? Oh, Biden.
Yeah, someone's working on a script or something. They got that.
Biden.
Oh, Biden. Come on, man. Oh, Biden. Biden.
Okay. There was a message that was sent by Biden. Here it is. Take the vaccine.
Oh yeah, just take it. What do you think about Biden, Rusty?
No,
Adam shit on Twitter.
Does your little one want to do an Biden?
Well, maybe. Let's
You want
find
to say
out.
Biden?
Come here. Say, Biden.
Now look at this. Look at this. Look at this article here.
He's on the right track.
The baby goat.
The kid.
After a train carrying toxic material derailed in Ohio this month, right-wing commentators have been particularly critical of the response, using the crisis to sow distrust about government agencies and should suggest the damage could be irreparable.
Oh my God!
You tell us that the cows farting, right? The New York Times tells us that the fucking cows farting creates an irreparable climate, that we're gonna die if we don't stop cows from farting, right?
I mean,
but now they're gaslighting us, right? Now they have so much gas, obviously, to burn things and to run their lights.
They got that chemical spills going on, and they're just like, "Oh yeah,
I'm sure it's at one of those fucking paywalls."
Because they got to charge tax money for that.
Where's Greta?
I
Where
don't
are
think
all the activists, guys?
Addy
Where
Ad's
are
gonna
they?
make it on tonight. I was hoping he's gonna make it.
Okay, so maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. I mean, he's on location. He's reporting. So
How long has he been there? I mean, how long has he?
I think 2 days.
Wow. Okay.
Go follow him
Yeah.
on Twitter.
I feel so bad for those. I mean, my
He
thoughts and
covered
prayers.
the Maxwell case and a couple other cases.
Oh
Hey,
wow.
Rusty,
Okay.
we appreciate you, man. Rusty's a big supporter of the show.
Yeah, Rusty.
Yeah, man. And
Thanks for coming on, man.
everyone go follow him on Twitter. Rusty Shackle. What's your exact Twitter handle?
I think it's Rusty Shackelford's too.
Yeah. Okay.
And you've got a fine kid there. You're on the right track, raising him.
Well, I'm trying. He's autistic, but
oh wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my stepson's slightly autistic.
Well, he's like super autistic, but it's slowly working out.
Well, he does a damn good Biden.
Yeah.
So too. All right, I love y'all. I gotta get
Yeah,
off.
brother.
Hey, thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah, let us
check
know if
didn't
you
come in, so
have any information.
hoping to
You can
shoot
pop
some
on
money
anytime.
tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome, brother. We like all your support, and I'm encouraging everyone to support us right now and let me get through this cycle to where I can, I'm working into this full time. So pretty soon we won't need anyone's support, and y'all can just not even support it because we'll have sponsors and it'll all work itself out when it gets to a certain size and stuff, So, but right now we appreciate all the help. Grassroots help is really important right now. Thanks,
Yeah,
Rusty.
seeing this gaslighting of that the damage could be irreparable. Oh, the right wingers, they're talking about us. I'm not a right winger. I mean, they're not talking about us personally, but you know what I'm saying. They're talking about our type of shows. The alternative media, the people who aren't the fucking New York Times and these shit box fucking media sites.
Well, they make everything about a left-right issue. Everything. I mean, I have a friend that watches Fox News.
If you have any slight of the narrative, you're a right wing nut job. It's so fucking
cool. I'm glad I wear the badge, but proudly. Tinfoil hat wearers were right. I mean, seriously. I mean, you got people that just, they'll just do whatever their government tells them and they believe them. They forget Tuskegee and MK Ultra and Operation Paperclip and let's Operation Mockery. They forget all that stuff. Well, they don't even know about it probably.
Well, shit, people have already forgot about Balenciaga.
Yep.
When people were bitching, they're going.
They don't care. They don't care.
They're talking about Rihanna at the Super Bowl. She did the diamond. They cut it out of the live.
Yes. Did you see that? Yes.
Rocka, runs the shit, and they're like, she was scared to throw it up. She was 100 and something feet in the fucking air, like on a swinging fucking pendulum. Oh shit, Addy's popping in.
Ooh,
nice. Bring him on
the show. We're gonna have to go a little bit long on it.
Hey guys,
great to have you on, brother.
Yeah. Sorry I'm late, guys.
No worries. We're live and going, so no big deal.
Awesome.
Let's get into it. What do you want to tell us? Why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself, how to follow you, support you, because you're on the ground doing some hard work, and we appreciate that. Everyone knows that this is like a big deal, and there's no real information coming out. But yeah, give us a brief bio and everything, and then let us know anything you think the listeners should know.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you guys having me on. And I always try to do everybody's podcast if I can swing it. And I'm an investigative reporter and journalist, a public intel analyst. I'm completely independent. I have worked with outlets in the past, but I'm back to being completely independent again. I'm the only independent journalist here. And I've covered stuff like the Ghislaine Maxwell trial in its entirety. I covered J6. I've covered actually the Brazil election aftermath in 2022. I had
Nice.
some intelligence agent tell me I would wind up in a black site in the ocean.
Oh wow, really? Yeah, they like to do that.
Yeah, yes,
And
sir.
you're
Yeah,
still running strong, so that's the middle finger to them.
A lot of
Yeah.
maneuvering. I know I'm in the same boat. They've shut my banks down. I own IntelliHub News, and they've shut banks down on me. They've blocked me ever since I covered Bilderberg 2012. I got within like a half foot of their car windows with my camera, and they started targeting me. And then just over the years, it's been pretty wild. Same thing.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I showed
Sure.
some clips earlier at the throughout the show. I had taken off your Twitter, and then I montaged together of you talking to residents there, talking about the cleaning crews that are in there and what's going on there. I just showed that video there of the creeks. You're seeing the chemicals, whether it be diesel or chloride or vinyl chloride. Is there still things burning off? I heard that they still have things to burn off.
Well, there's not a burn going on right now, but there's chemicals under the dirt where the fallout site is, and that's of the most concern, I think, to the people that I've talked to, the citizens that I've talked to, because you saw in that video, if these chemicals, which the woman there who I'm going to post our interview later, she thinks it's butyl acrylate, which was one of the chemicals that spilled, but it could be vinyl chloride as well. But you saw that it was sitting under the rock in the water, and under dirt, it's going to be even more immobile, right? Especially if it's not close to the surface where it could be evaporated. It's a very water friendly chemical. It is attracted to water. So it could sit there for months or even years, I've read from a scientific source. And it's really the health effects that people are most concerned about. That being said, Beaver County just pursued a class action lawsuit, and I think that was today. And the owner, I don't know his name, but he owns the company right by where the fallout site is. It's called Leak Oil. And which is kind of interesting, isn't it? Leak Oil.
Yeah.
And he's actually suing Norfolk Southern, and the rail company Norfolk Southern. Most people hold them accountable to the highest degree. JD Vance was here earlier this morning. He did a video similar to the one that you're showing right now, kind of showing the sediment once it's kicked up, that those chemicals come up to the surface there and give that rainbowish sheen that you kind of see when you put gasoline into water. It's a very similar look to it. And I didn't smell it because I had a pretty expensive gas mask on. But the woman I was with said you could still smell whatever chemicals those were. And I tried asking them, because they are pouring something nonstop into the creek in the run. And I'm going to post that tonight too. I have videos from last night that I still haven't posted. I need an assistant or something, but that's
That's
basically
a lot of work. I know how that goes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's out of the question though.
Days, you're like, oh man, do I upload this now or go to sleep?
You're watching this, share it out. People need to see what's going on there.
Right.
I've
Yeah,
seen
thank
these
you for
videos
going
of
there.
them boiling water and like this foam coming out of their boiled water. The fact that the EPA is saying it's safe to go back in is ridiculous, because even on a small spill, just the amount of groundwork that has to be done, the digging that has to be done, like you said, the chemicals are soaked in, because the ground is like a sponge, and where it happened, I'm assuming is on basically dirt. It's not on cement. It's not on a concrete pad, so it's soaked that right in, and all that has to be dug up. All of it has to be dug up, and it's such a massive area. And then, we find out, this has brought light that there is, what is it, 14 to 1,700 train derailments a year. We have right now, what did we say earlier? 4 different trains.
4, I think. Yeah.
I think there's even a few more. Well, there's trucks too.
Truck fire in Florida.
Yeah.
There was a chemical spill in Arizona, a truck flipped over or something.
Yeah, didn't something happen in Washington too? I mean, it's
I
just
think it plays into a displacement theory that I have, but I mean they could potentially be displacing the population, but also the ground could be getting unstable. They're saying like the Earth's magnetic core is stopping. Like, are these tracks separating? Do you, Addy, have you seen any? Have you walked down range on these tracks and seen anything weird?
I haven't. They're actually kind of hard to get to. I got I think as close as I could on both sides, because on one side it's called Taggart Street where Leak Oil is, and on the other side I don't know the name of the street, but that's the road that was blocked off both ways. At the time, I thought it was one way, so I actually posted a reading from the multiple gas detector that said there was 250, 260 parts per billion in the air of, as far as I could tell, it was the vinyl chloride reading there, and that was the first day I came. That was Tuesday morning. I haven't been back since, and I was informed by another reporter that yesterday there was increased security there. I don't know if I had something to do with that, or just because, generally speaking, the media has picked this up. BBC was at East Palestine High School last night. We kind of got into a verbal judo match there for a second. So international media is here. At least the BBC is, and the local media, I think the only one that's covered it, according to the reporter, she told me that a Cleveland station that she works with, has been here pretty much every day since it happened. But I thought it was so weird how it took like a week and a half for the independent media to pick this up, and
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's a maneuver. The the mainstream media, there's no real journalist in it, and same with the alternative media. There's only a handful of real. Everyone else has been co-opted. I've been watching this for a decade now, and
wow,
they have got it. It's really called a salting operation. They've sprinkled their people in to all this, and the information is that controlled. They're to the point to where they're scrubbing the internet. As a journalist, you can go in and search topics and stuff, but then over the last 3 years, I was telling Bethany, and I've showed her many cases where they're scrubbing stuff. They'll
yeah,
go in and they'll
big
totally
time.
scrub out
like
the
the
last thing
1984
that's
type.
gone, and
You
they'll
noticed it when it first started. When you just like you said it, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And then it was just like from the time you said it, it like took off, and I can't believe you can't find anything on the internet.
So
You just can't. Unless
when
it's
you
fact
look
check.
at the quote unquote coincidence that they filmed white noise, there in Palestine, and then it takes place in 1984. It's just
Oh, no way. Is that true? Oh my
Well, also that
gosh.
guy that I don't know. There's a couple people that looked like the common character in some of like these crisis actors, but you don't know if a lot of times what people don't realize is they deploy crisis actors, but they're not used how people think. They'll deploy them after an event to be the people that get interviewed by the mainstream media to control the narrative. And the media is duped into interviewing who they think are residents, and they're basically like CIA agents, like with a narrative. And that's how they get that going.
Addy, you said you were at the town hall type meeting that they had last night. Did that got pretty heated there? I mean, what's the vibe with the residents there? I seen in the videos that you were showing, they seem concerned for sure, but I also seen other videos where people are extremely outraged, and they have 100% right to be.
Yes. Yeah. People were definitely on edge, fear for sure, anger. There was a group of guys, probably late 30s, early 40s. And they kind of left in a group probably 2/3 of the way through. We could tell they were pretty frustrated. I got to say, it was a bit disorganized. And I don't know why that was. Audio system to start, for example, and I guess the mayor got talked out of hosting it at the auditorium for some reason, and on top of that, Norfolk Southern pulled a no-show, which the mayor was unaware of until yesterday. They said they feared security, that there would be security issues or something with the anger from the locals. But there were state troopers there were police there, so and it wasn't like it was completely overrun, right?
Now the journalist, there was the journalist, I think is Evan. No, I can't remember his
Emmett
last
Lambert McMichael.
that was arrested. Has there been any issues since then? I mean, we haven't seen any, so I don't know if there
Yeah.
was.
No, I don't think so. Fortunately, I don't think there has been, and those charges were dropped as well. I've talked to a few people that assert that, in fact, the law enforcement should be disciplined in some way, if not charges brought against them. I think the double standard with law enforcement is ridiculous. It's un-American, and I think there's something to be said for this is a really red county, really red, and they're very critical of that action by law enforcement. And on top of that, you can apply that, I think, thinking to this chemical spill. If one of us just spilled a bunch of chemicals and it blew up, we would be probably unable to meet bail. At least I would. I know. So, I think equal treatment under law is something that we should
Yeah,
we should aim for.
accountability,
For
100%.
sure.
Here's a little bit of a I don't know if you guys can hear
Representing the
this.
citizens peacefully.
You hear this?
They've said I've kept my mouth shut. I was here for the first 5 days.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, you could that time. Fine.
I'm here to help the town. I'm a mayor of a town of 4,700
Just
people. Do you think I can fight against a railroad,
train
fight against
company,
the EPA?
Norfolk Southern, they didn't show up to this town meeting. And like Bethany had said, they had donated like 25 grand or something to help with the residents. They have every right to be extremely outraged.
Citing their safety
For sure.
committee demanding, where's President Biden's transportation secretary?
Yeah, I mean,
have you heard anything on the amount of chemicals that could have mixed together in an amalgamation that is like mixing bleach and chlorine? Does it get like real bad, or have you heard any talk about anything like that?
Yeah, so I guess when vinyl chloride combusts, one of the byproducts, when it meets water, it turns into HCl, which is hydrochloric acid. And if anybody's ever taken like an introductory chem class in college, you've probably handled hydrochloric acid. And the reason I remember this so well is because I didn't have my protective gear on, and I took a whiff of hydrochloric acid. Man, that is a quick way to burn your brain cells. I got to tell you, what. I did not do that again. Let's put it that way. It was very absent-minded. 7:45 a.m. lab session, and wasn't thinking. But you don't forget something like that. And that was a big fear for the inhalation because of the moisture in our lungs. Once you bring that in, it turns into acid in your own lungs. So it's very dangerous.
Look at this stuff in the cars. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, Matt's got to know on Twitter. He's been following this. He's in Canada.
Wow.
We just had Rusty Shackle. I mean, that's what's
like
coming
acid
down
rain.
in the mist.
Yeah.
It's
what's the weather been like?
The paint.
How many days have you been there, Addy?
So I got here Tuesday, Wednesday. This is my third full day because I got here right at sunrise. So.
And what's the weather been like out there?
Yesterday was quite warm. It actually hit 70, I think, where I am. I'm in North Lima, which is about 20 minutes away. And I finally found a motel with good internet, cheap motel, so that's good. And I did see another person who posted a picture of their windshield with very similar. It was like after the rainfall, but the person deleted it after. And relevant to that, they were actually 2.5 hours away from East Palestine. So
okay, so this stuff's like making its way like out quite a ways. That's what we've been hearing too. There's like a cloud over Canada. I mean, I guess it's plus like it's leached into water systems and stuff. I mean, this is like crazy how it's going to be like this trickle down effect.
Yeah. And I had this question about World War II, guys. I was like, why didn't the Nazis deploy their bioweapons? and I think I'm starting to see why. You know, it's almost like
They
a
were
nuke a
smart.
little bit. It's almost like a
Right.
nuke. It's like mutual destruction to a certain degree. You know, it's like
Uh-huh.
these bioweapons are so dangerous and so volatile and so hard to control. You know, once the genie's out of the bottle.
And we have to wonder, is this part of their depopulation agenda too, to top it off? I mean, or displacement, or is it just a random act? But why do you let people ship around 200,000 gallon cars of 5 cars deep of this stuff? I mean, wouldn't there be like a protocol, and the car should have like separate chambers in them, like an airplane wing? So none of that makes sense to me. Like, who designs this stuff? Obviously, idiots or whatever. But yeah. I mean, this is bad news if it's stripping paint off of cars. Imagine what that's doing to your stomach lining and whatnot. Don't I
Yeah, it's
wouldn't
like they couldn't get
want to live there like for a long period of time right now. I mean, that would be like too much.
couldn't get
Yeah.
them with the old and then
Yeah.
Did you just beep on air live? That seems so cool. I gotta learn how to do that.
we're trying to keep the YouTube alive, and you got a couple of those words that'll fucking get you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, with the lung stuff, this is, I mean, detrimental, absolutely detrimental, and it's another 9/11. It's a long, drawn out.
See, that's what it feels like to me. It feels just like the people in New York that inhaled all the debris. Because really, is what they did is they used the New Yorkers' lungs as vacuum cleaners, basically, to clean up all that debris from 9/11 and whatnot. And this is a similar type thing. It's like, okay, if we can get enough people to breathe this in, that'll suck up like a certain amount of this toxin, so we're good. That's probably the government's thinking. I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
I really wouldn't. Yeah, but it's like, why now? If train derailments are so common, why are we getting all these reports about train derailments? It's kind of bizarre, because I did talk to an engineer, and he said derailments are quite common, but chemical spills and derailments like this are not. And another thing too that people have brought up is the train was on fire for 20 miles or so.
Yeah, like
from
it was
Salem.
dragging something or something. It almost like it ran over a motorcycle or a car or something, and just was like dragging, like, or something was planted on it. It was sparking like really bad. Maybe like
yeah, I mean, it was definitely on fire.
Yep.
There's no doubt about that train was on, because sometimes there's stuff that
train was on fire.
That drag on the bottom, and you'll see sparks here and there, but that thing was on fire. It was
there's so much friction, if like there's problem with the brake, that it catches fire, and then once it derailed, it was a time bomb, really. So that's why they I don't know.
They
It's a
said, once
disaster for sure.
that those chemicals, once it there was punctures in those tanks and air hit it, it was already boiling. It was coming out at such a high temperature, and the gas release that was coming out of it. Yeah, and again,
have you seen any like secret police or people like acting funny, and are they like people covering stuff up? Like, is there anything weird going on?
I don't know what he was doing there. It could have been he was picking up his kid or something, but I saw someone in Air Force BDUs today walk into the high school. I haven't seen anybody else that I, like FBI. I saw a black car, and I was looking. I was like, oh, I think that's a journalist, though. But yeah, I typically keep my eyes peeled for that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the quick video of that train when it was on fire.
Post-Gazette was taken by a security camera at an equipment manufacturing plant in Salem, Ohio, some 20 miles from East Palestine. You can see what appear to be sparks or flames under one of the cars as it passes the plant. The NTSB referenced the video at a news conference earlier this week.
We have obtained 2 videos.
Yeah, so I mean, it was definitely on fire. You had on your Twitter, also some of these letters and these flyers. Are these flyers that are going out, or just letters to the residents here?
They are giving those out at this church about 10 miles away, 8 miles away, 10 minutes away in New Waterford, Ohio. And they're quote unquote frequently asked question or FAQ sheets. And as far as I could tell, it's just propaganda from Norfolk Southern. I'm sure they're getting advised by their lawyers not to admit anything wrong, or, because they're saying the water is cool, the air is cool, you're safe to go back.
Everything's groovy, man.
Yeah, it's all
Is what
kosher,
you mean.
right? It's all good.
It's all good, man. I mean, we
Saul Goodman.
checked. They talked to the EPA, and we just raised those levels of the threshold, and now we're at those level. I mean, it's the same thing I remember back Fukushima, when Japan had the earthquake and the tsunami in Fukushima. Within a week, radiation from Fukushima was already being detected in California and further, and they had told the EPA to quit monitoring.
Yeah,
And
they shut down a lot of the monitoring, and in
and then after that, they had taken basically the level that was supposed to be like the maximum, I think it was, of
the base
radiation.
level or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, the base level. They
They
raised that.
moved the goalpost.
The basic, and then back to monitoring.
That's
Yeah.
how they do that. Like, I don't know
They-
how they get away with that.
Yeah,
Right.
and that reminds me of the company that Norfolk Southern contracted, the Center for Toxicology on Environmental Health, and they worked with them for a while, going back to the BP oil spill. There was a spill in, I think it was 2005 in Louisiana, and they've been accused by politicians in 2010 and citizens alike of manipulating data and basically producing data that their client wants. In addition to using faulty equipment or equipment that's not up to the level it should be to detect these things in the air. And in that sense, it's not really an independent tester, right? And many of the citizens that I've spoken to, they want an independent entity to do this testing. They don't
Yeah,
want
'cause, like,
CTEH to do it, because that's basically
Right.
like Norfolk Southern doing the testing.
Get like a Warren Commission in there, which is all controlled or whatever. It's like the same thing. Like, yeah, exactly. It'd be nice to have an independent.
Which the people are in for such a fight, such a fight with Southern. What is it? No, I forgot.
Norfolk Southern. Yeah, Norfolk Southern
Southern.
Railway. Yeah. It's David and Goliath, man. These are, small town Midwesterners. If there's any demographic that likes to be left alone, it's those people. Speaking as one from myself, to a certain degree. I mean, I was kind of both. I'm from Milwaukee originally, but I lived about a decade in small town Wisconsin. So
Mhm.
I think I have a pretty good understanding of these types of people. A lot of church going conservatives and working class people that really just like to be left alone. So
Right.
they, as one woman put it to me last night, they had their town ripped from them, and several people I spoke to last night, even though they've gotten the okay, they still have not returned for fear for their health primarily, and that's the big concern, the health thing. But I think as people, the legal stuff is picking up too with regards to restitution and compensation.
Oh,
But the
wow.
$25,000 you mentioned, that was actually given to the Ohio State Red Cross. I initially thought it was given to the townspeople. They have since released a press release that states they're going to put $1 million or so into the community. But again, this is a company that makes tens of $1 millions a week, right? So how much do they make an hour? I'm sure they make at least $1 million in an hour or two, right? Which is a reason why people think they got the train back going. So because every day they miss productivity, that's a lot of money they're missing out on.
Exactly. So they're gonna go for the quickest.
So are you wait? You're
Right,
saying
the
they
Band-Aid
think they
fix.
got the train back going?
No, yeah, the train's yep, it's back operational. I don't know how quick it was, but it was very quick. I want to say it was within a week. And again, the reason they were able to do that is because they just, put soil on top of it, or buried it. And from what I understand, it wasn't buried that deep. So that's a really big concern for many people, is that whatever's been buried under there, because like I said, it can sit for months or even years. And yeah, I think now is the time to fight for these people, because and not 10 years from now, right?
Just up the road, you got Flint. Well, I guess around the corner and up the road, but
same
Flint,
situation, different story or whatever. That's bizarre too. Addy, plug your stuff and let people know how to support you, because you're boots on the ground and you need support.
I do need it. As little as 3 cents a day, $1 a month, people can do, or you can do as much as $100 a month if you're a high roller. I am completely independent. I'm the only independent reporter here. I am paying out of pocket, which is why I'm staying at a $65 a night motel. But like I said, I did find one with good internet finally, so that's great. And yeah, if you guys want to join a membership, again, $1 a month. You know, people spend $6 a day on mediocre coffee from Starbucks. So you know,
exactly.
I think you guys can, you know, $1 a month I think is doable. But like I said, $5, $10, anything really helps. And I am gonna cover the Rage Against the War Machine this week in Washington D.C. So people can check me out for that. That's going to be, I would guess, heavily suppressed by the media. As you know, they're very pro-war. The corporate media is.
Yeah. I wish I could be at that one. But I'm seeing there's reports of people, you know, talking to, you know, display their Second Amendment, and that shit is a trick. You know, if they're trying to get people to go armed to that.
Yeah, could be another FBI slaughterhouse, just like J6, which I also covered. But let's do this again, guys. I'm going to take off.
Sure.
And,
yeah. We know you're busy. Get out of here and you know, get some food, rest up, whatever. I know how that goes. But I appreciate you coming on,
guys.
brother.
And if you could send me the link, I'll definitely tweet it out and try to get you guys some people heading your way.
Same here. We're gonna cut it into videos and everything, and keep in touch with us whenever you end up at locations, because we like live reports on the air, you know, and we'll help you out.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for reaching out, and stay frosty, guys. We'll see you guys soon.
All right. Thanks. Addy ads. There he goes. Yeah. Good job, guys. You know, at least we got a lot of that information out, you know.
Yeah, we had a little bonus here. We went a little long on this one. Remember, guys, I put Addy's Buy Me a Coffee in the YouTube and Facebook chats. That's pretty much the only place I control the chats here from the StreamYard. But
buy Rant a coffee while you're at it.
Yeah,
buy coffee. Buy Rant coffee, Addy a coffee.
Yep, told you, Chip. You got to get you a Buy Me a Coffee.
Buy Me a Coffee, so don't worry about her right now.
I mean, I don't drink coffee. So really, buy me a beer. Buy me a beer, man. Buy me a beer. And check out all the sites. Again, Addy's site, or Addy's Twitter, Addy's Buy Me a Coffee. If you're on ATN, again,
Bethany and I need Buy Me coffees. I want to get
pledge buttons right here.
Pledge button to it. We really need that. Actually, I mean, we got to have some more support, guys. Like, I'm not, you know, if once we get this set up properly, you'll never hear me ask for anything like that. It's like, but you know, right now is the time. ATN.
Yeah, go check out
smash the like button, follow everything, 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, comment on Apple Podcasts. Go in right now to Apple Podcast and search the Shepherd and Bella Show and comment on it. 5-star rating, very important. Share this out. Share the clips videos out. Go to Rumble, follow the Rumble channel. All the links are in the description. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Bethany. Thanks, Rant. Awesome job.
He sometimes wears glasses to see what others don't.
I wear glasses.
In past lives, he was always himself.
The Shepherd and
he
Bella
doesn't
Show.
wear Nike, yet he still does it. He's Shepherd and Bellis, and
you just listen to his show. We'll see you guys later.